Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx, and this is my New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 17 review. I did not catch the event when it aired live at 2 a.m. in the morning, so I'm certain that I'm late to the party. For a lot of people, I saw my colleagues, literally all my colleagues, already did reviews. Well, I think one or two still haven't done theirs yet, but will be doing theirs later on. I think Solid Monster is doing his now. Yes, he is. So, I'm pretty sure you all know what's going on. I'm not going to keep you here too long. My job is to get in here, get to the review, get my thoughts out the way, and get you ready for AEW Dynamite. This is part one of 2 streams I'm giving you. Now this particular stream is going to feature a lot to talk about. Although, if I'm being real with you, a lot I have to say doesn't have much to do with the show. In terms of the show by itself, in terms of Wrestle Kingdom 17, I thought the show was good. And that's about it. It's just a good show. Not saying that's a bad thing. I think, hell, last year's show was meh. I remember WrestleMania 16 not being all that great. 17, I think, it's showing signs of better days for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because let's be honest, things were not looking good for New Japan because of the pandemic. Their shows for the last 2-3 years, I'm going to say 2 years, have not been looking good. Ticket sales have been down. Crowds have not been able to cheer. They've been able to clap, but no cheering. It's so weird. And it's hurt the product. This is the first show, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, this is the first New Japan show where the crowd has been able to cheer. And when I say able, I'm only talking about a good percentage. Maybe like 40% of the audience, not the whole crowd. There's still restrictions in Japan, so they still can't do anything but that. But there were some cheers, and it helped. Dear God, did it help. So ultimately, if you watch the show, you'll enjoy it. I recommend you only see maybe 3 matches. Let me go through it really quickly, because the main event, of course, Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada. By the way, I'm hearing 2 different pronunciations for his name. I'm hearing Kazuchika Okada, and then Kazuchika. Which one is it? Does it matter? I'm going to keep saying Kazuchika Okada. That's what I've been saying for years now. Watch that match. That's the main event. I highly recommend you watch a match that I think stole the show. Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. Okay, let's be real. I think when we all saw this card, we knew what the match of the night was going to be. Dear God, it was that and then some. They beat each other so badly, it got kind of uncomfortable. Now, I expect stiffness in these Japanese matches. I expect there to be a lot more violence, a lot more brutality when it comes to wrestling in these New Japan Pro Wrestling events, these rings. But damn, I think Ospreay and Omega took it to a new level. It got kind of scary there towards the end. It was, and you can bet your ass we're not done with these 2 yet. But easy match of the night, and an early match of the year candidate. Ospreay versus Omega. Okay, other than that, like the only other 2 matches I would recommend, sure, go ahead and watch the Junior Heavyweight title match, the Fatal 4-Way. I enjoyed that. That was a pretty awesome match. And then, of course, the IWGP Women's Championship match. Kairi Sane taking on Tam Nakano. Is it Nakano or Nakano? I think it's Tam Nakano. So the match was only 5 minutes, but what they did in that match was awesome. I think one of the downsides to this show was that the women only got 5 minutes. The way that match was going, they could have easily done a good 15 and stolen the show. Although it's going to be hard to top Omega and Ospreay, it would easily be match number 2. But again, they're testing the waters with the women right now. They're not confident in them. This is their first. Yeah, I'm not making this up. This is the very first Japan event, New Japan Pro Wrestling event these women have competed on, right? Now, they probably competed in a dark match or a pre-show that wasn't aired in previous Wrestle Kingdoms, but this is the very first live on-camera match from Stardom. I thought it was awesome. Well, ultimately, as great as the match was, y'all don't care about that. Y'all care about the debut of Mercedes Mone. Sasha Banks is officially in New Japan Pro Wrestling. She made her debut, and to my surprise, although it shouldn't be a surprise, but to my surprise, her debut got mixed reactions. There were some that absolutely loved it. There were some that were towards it, and then there were some who absolutely hated it. Now, the people who hated it, I think were planning on hating it way before it happened. These are people who are mad that Sasha left WWE. How dare you leave WWE and go bury yourself? You get me? But at the same time, it's kind of hard to blame people for not being all that into it when it includes a horribly botched DDT spot that I think does fall on the shoulders of Kairi more than Sasha. Mercedes, I gotta stop calling her Sasha now. But still, it was a horribly botched DDT. Not the best thing in the world. I personally would not have had her do the move. I would rather her come out, say hello, cut the promo, and keep it moving. But that's not what they did. We'll talk about that. We'll definitely get into that. And many more things. But again, I recommend you watch the women's match, the Fatal 4-Way for the Junior Heavyweight title. Of course, Omega versus Ospreay. And then the main event. Everything else? Passable to good. Definitely. So let's pay these bills and then get right to the show. Again, I'm on a clock right now. I need to get you guys out before AEW Dynamite comes on. So let's get to it. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell. Catch all my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, hot topic overview, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also let me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. And give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your cosplay live on the air. Email me at justAlyxWorld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. America, the remix. And they're on sale today. New Year's sale. I think it goes for a week on both sites, Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you these shirts while they're on sale. And credit goes to It's J Knox and Firestar Heart for helping me make these designs awesome. The links are down below in the description box. And today's sponsor is Amazon Music Unlimited. If you're looking for a reliable streaming service for your music, for your podcast, I think you won't get any better than Amazon Music. So how's about we get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get a quick shout out to my live chat, because I really gotta get you guys out of here. So let's get to it. Today's video is sponsored by Amazon Music Unlimited, featuring 70 million songs and thousands of expert
playlist. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song, anytime, anywhere, on all your devices. Smartphone, tablet, PC, Fire TV, and even Amazon Echo. Today, if you sign up using the link getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, you'll get a 90-day free trial that you can cancel at any time. Following that, you'll be paying a small $7.99 that includes no ads and no interruptions. Take advantage of this opportunity today using getamazonmusic.com, just Alyx, in the description below.
All right, welcome everybody. Welcome. Please show some love to the moderators. Ultra, Shout 97 Fires to Heart, Elijah DB, and Gazelle Hawk, who help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. And it's imperative that you guys hit the like button. Like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. It is very, very important that you guys do this because it helps the algorithm determine if this video is worth your time. Do I see any YouTube members? I do. We got the Tribal Chief, not to be mistaken as Roman Reigns, but the Tribal Chief is in the building. And of course, we got Khalil Does Everything. Everything. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If I see any more YouTube members, I'll be sure to call them out. Let's get to it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out goes to the following: Jet the Hawk, Big MGM, who gives the show an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Let's go with 8.5. Jack Lombard, good to have you here. Haven't seen this guy in a while. What's up? Wrestle Spider, Wrestle Spider. Good to have him here. New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, of course. New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl just so happens to be here for my New Japan Pro Wrestling review. See how that works? Shout out to Lauren, Queen Lauren, who's currently recovering from the passing of her mother. Man, she's healing and mourning from her passing, and that's never easy. Show her some love, guys. Show some love to Lauren so she feels welcomed. Zero the Hero. Zero the Hero. Good to hear you. Good to have you here, man. Jonathan Pittman. Haven't seen you in a while. Robert Brown. Mr. Robert Brown. Valhalla Erickson. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. Like that name. Rice and Mixtape. Haven't seen that in a while. Psycho Walker. Of course, you can't have a live stream about New Japan Pro Wrestling without the resident king of New Japan. Well, I'm assuming New Japan history, New Japan knowledge. I kind of like getting my information from Psycho Walker because he's always keeping me up to date when it comes to New Japan. So, good to have you here, sir. Mr. Anthony White, Joe and Mom Arredondo, Team Sharp, JJ Bulldog. I also see Jordan Galam. I think I just saw Ashley. Yes, Ashley Greer Crowder. Rated R Tokyo. I was gonna say Rated R KO. This is new. Cynthia Christie. Cynthia Christie, welcome. YouTube member Adam Ritter in his house. Panda Hat. Let's do two more. I think I saw Christopher Carter, Cerebral Assassin Christopher Carter, and the last was gonna go to Antoine Phillips. Antoine Phillips. Welcome, welcome everybody. Thank you all for being here. I have a super chat I have to play though. Let's go and get that out of the way.
Omega versus Ospreay as MOTY contender.
Man, and you know they're gonna have another one, right? I see the next one being at Forbidden Door. Let's go. Let's get it. All right, I'm gonna leave super chats on. I'm gonna just let y'all just donate because I don't want to keep pausing and turning it off. I want to get right to the show. Welcome, and by the way, thank you guys for subscribing. I am like, what, 30 away? Literally 30 subs away from 33,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Help me get there. That's what I'm talking about. Keep hitting that subscribe button. Help your boy get to 33,000 subs. I think we can do it. New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom. I did not see the pre-show. I didn't have time. I'm only going to talk about the main card. But I do know that this this particular show is dedicated to one of the biggest wrestling legends of all time. And he is a pioneer for New Japan. He is, good God, he left a monumental impact on wrestling. That being Antonio Inoki. This is someone that admittedly was popular, was well known way before I became a wrestling fan. But he is such a big name that I still know about all the stuff that he's done. He's internationally known. He's not just known for wrestling. I think he had a hand in politics as well, like literal politics for Japan. This guy he ain't no joke. See, wrestling for us is entertainment, and rightfully so. It's been a part of our society for many decades. I think it might be a century or so. But wrestling is different in Japan. There's a certain art to, well, there's always been a certain art to it, but it's perceived a much different way in Japan. And as we talk about how it's perceived in terms of what the crowd did for this show, you're going to understand what an impact Antonio Inoki has had in terms of how big wrestling is in Japan, how important and how successful New Japan Pro Wrestling has gotten, and ultimately, when it comes down to it, what a legend he is. Like, he's one of those names that you put up there with the Bruno Sammartinos, with the Hulk Hogans, with the Andre the Giants. These are the pioneers that helped people appreciate what the sport of professional wrestling is. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know all about him, because I don't. Again, he was popular way before my time. Go watch somebody that's been around longer than me, that's watched wrestling longer than me, to get an understanding of who he is. And ultimately, and I gotta see if he's not in the Hall of Fame or not. I think WWE will. I'm trying to think. I think he is in the Hall of Fame, right? Let me check. I don't want to just be giving y'all misinformation. WWE Hall of Fame, Antonio Inoki, because I think he is. Yep. I think he is. 2010. I thought so. 2010. He was inducted over a decade ago. Okay, I was getting kind of scared for a second. I'm like, yeah, all right. WWE Hall of Famer. The other one that I think will go on this year is the Great Muta. That one, come on. That one I know. Jushin Thunder Liger and the Great Muta are two that I'm very much aware of. But in honor of Antonio Inoki, I thought this show came off very well. Again, it was just a good show. It wasn't an amazing show. It didn't quite live up to the standard or the quality that I've seen in the past, decade or so? I've only been watching New Japan Pro Wrestling content since around 2014. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I've been a fan of it for the longest time now. I've only been watching it for a little bit under or over 9 years, which is plenty, by the way. So I do appreciate what they're doing here. And hey, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Antonio Inoki. Let's get into it. They open things up with an IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. It's Catch 22. That is Francisco Akira and TJ Perkins. Remember TJP? You don't? Okay. Taking on Yo and Leo Rush. And their tag team is Leo. Get it? Leo. The match was great. It was a great match, fast paced. It was, listen, you blink, it was over with. It was pretty short. I think it was barely 5 minutes. They got in there, they hit their spots. It looked great. Nice near falls here and there. I can never hate a Leo Rush match. You can say whatever you want about Leo Rush and his attitude problems and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Leo Rush, to me, for my money, is one of the best performers inside that ring today. Of this generation. You hardly see anyone perform at the level that he performs. And this was another example of that. Now, during the match, an accident happened when he busted himself open hard way. He really cut himself open. I don't really think I can find a picture of him bleeding. Hold on. Let me look for this really quickly. I think I can. If I go to Leo Rush's Twitter, I should be able to find a picture. Yeah. This is kind of scary. So why don't you guys come with me to Twitter? And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So here's a picture of Leo Rush busting himself open. Yeah, like, at first glance, you're like, ooh. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? Couldn't have been that bad. Give me a second. Probably doesn't look that bad. Now it's starting to look pretty fucked up. Because that, look at that. That looks like it's a scar. Like, really, like, huge scar right above his right eye. That looks pretty bad. Now, I think they bandaged him up. Here he is. Ooh. Yeah, so those are stitches over a big wound right above his eye. Yeah, that's wrestling for you. Like, he really did a number on himself. So, respect him, man. Look, y'all can say what you want about his attitude, but you gotta respect the game. Homeboy's good. Really good inside the ring. So, I'm curious to know how y'all felt about this match, because I thought it was a good match. I don't know much about Catch 22. This is my first time watching it. I didn't see the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Tournament, but apparently Leo Rush and Lee Yo won that. So, let me know how y'all feel about that. Maybe that was something New Japan Wrestling fans appreciate more than I do. I just thought it was good. IWGP Women's Match for the Women's Championship. The first women's match at a New Japan Pro Wrestling event. And it's for their IWGP Women's title. Currently being held by Kairi Sane, Kairi Hojo, or just Kairi. Kairi took on Tam Nanako. Is it Nakano or Nakano? I'm just that's Nanako? The fuck? I can't even say her name right. Nakano or Nakano. I'm not too sure. Regardless, when you look at this match, and we're going to take a look at these lovely, lovely women. Because at first glance, when you look at them, you're like, oh, they're adorable. And let me pull it up for you. So, there you go. That's Tam Nakano, or Nakano. I'm just going to say Tam. And again, she's taking on Kairi. And so you're thinking, aw, that's adorable. Then they start beating the piss out of each other. There was literally a spot during the match where I think Tam does an axe kick to Kairi's back. And I think she about broke her spine. And Kairi got pissed off, jumped up, and hit her with a spinning back fist that sounded like, hold on. There it is. And it had like almost a thud to it. It's something like, it's hard. It's hard for me to, I can't make the sounds right now. Just imagine someone getting a concussion. Yeah, that's kind of what happened, because it might as well have given it to her, because that shit was devastating. And she hit her more than once with it. I'm assuming that was a receipt for that axe kick. But she knocked the fuck out of Tam. Then she hits the, that crazy elbow drop. The insane elbow. It's not the insane elbow. It's the big elbow drop she hits and pins her 1, 2, 3. Match was 5 minutes long. Should have gone at least a good 15. They could have gone 15, but they went 5. But for the 5-minute match we got, I thought it was awesome. I really enjoyed this match. And I think Kairi is an excellent women's champ. Will she be champion for long? I don't know. And the reason why I say that is because, ladies and gentlemen, immediately after she won the match, we get new theme music, we get a whole new look, but we get the same old Sasha Banks, Mercedes Varnado, but she's now going as Mercedes Mone. Now, this is how I reacted. I'm going to talk about how I felt about the segment, then I'll get into what other people are feeling about it. Personally, I loved it. I love the interest. I love her look. I love the theme. People just like, the theme wasn't all that great. Y'all, do y'all realize that the theme is literally, what is it, crisscross? Jump, crisscross, remember that? Jump, jump, the Mac Daddy make ya jump, jump, the Daddy Mac will make ya jump, jump, crisscross will make ya jump. That's what that is. It's literally a sampled beat of crisscross. People are like, I don't like the theme. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You don't like crisscross? If y'all don't like crisscross, we can't be friends. No, sir. Crisscross was the shit. One hit wonders, but they was the shit. So I felt it. I loved it. She came out, got a nice reaction. Then she got inside the ring and came face to face with Kairi. Kairi raises the belt. Sasha looks at her, and you're thinking, man, what a first time match. And then she goes to shake Kairi's hand. Kairi takes the hand, pulls her in, does like a, I was going to say a gory special, but she locks her on her back, goes to spin her around, and she's supposed to hit a DDT while she comes around, but I think Kairi's legs buckled or she just fell to the ground, and Sasha just fell with her, and then I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like she was going for a DDT, and then Kairi took the bump way too soon before Sasha delivered, or Mercedes delivered. It didn't look good. That's all I can say. It was a very botched, horrifically bad spot. But even with that said, and I gotta be completely honest with you here, it didn't matter. The significance of this is what matters the most. Fucking Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks, who had a great position in WWE. A very healthy position, making a lot of money, was a main event player for that, not just for the women's division, but for the company, period. She main evented WrestleMania, for Christ's sake. Could have easily continued to win championships, be featured in top spots. She had a really good spot in WWE, and she bettered herself, left, and is now making waves in Japan. You can't hate on that. You gotta respect that, man. This is huge. This is significant. And best believe we're gonna see her again very soon. And I know a place she could appear somewhere in the West. The West Coast. I'm thinking LA. I'm thinking Los Angeles. Y'all feeling me? The more I think about it, the more I think Saraya is about to get some major help. Now, I enjoyed it. Her promo was really good. I really didn't have an issue with the crowd being quiet. It's Japan. In Japan, when they show you respect, they're quiet. If they were making noise, that means they didn't like you. So, I thought the segment was well done. Outside the botched DDT, which again, I wish she would not have done. If she didn't do it, I doubt people would be complaining about this. For some reason, that was the only reason people decided to shit on this, I guarantee you. But let me get into what people had an issue with. So some people are talking about how, the music, the theme, oh my god, it was awful. It was garbage. Again, I disagree. I thought the theme was really good. It reminded me of Crisscross. Again, that Jump song called that Crisscross song called Jump. I'm getting my words mixed up. But yeah, it reminded me of basically hip-hop rap from the 90s. And I'm a 90s kid, so I liked it. That's just me. People are going to complain about the botched DDT spot. Go for it, because it looked bad. She should not have done it. I wish she didn't do it. But I think when they have the match, because apparently Kairi Sane and Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, I gotta stop saying Sasha Banks, they're going to have that match for the IWGP Championship in February. I think when she does the move then, it's going to look good. But yeah, like, you're going to hate on it now, go for it. It's fine. People are like, well, the crowd was quiet. It's Japan. This isn't the States. Here in the States, we like you. We'll go crazy. We'll cheer you on. In Japan, they show you respect by being quiet. When she was talking, they were quiet because they were listening to what she had to say. And then when she made her point, golf clap. So I'm trying to understand, what were you expecting? Were you expecting this crazy ovation for Sasha Banks where people are stumbling over each other trying to touch her? Sasha Godzilla. Sorry. Yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? They were just, they're trying to grab her as she's going down the rock. Sasha! Mercedes! Whatever your name is! You know what I mean? Like, y'all, she got a reaction. When they saw her face, they went, whoa! At least she got a reaction. I think people expected a bit too much from this. Guys, she doesn't have history in Japan. This is her first time at a New Japan Pro Wrestling event. This is the first time we've seen women at a new. Think about that. This is the first time we've actually seen women perform on a New Japan Pro Wrestling event. That alone is big. So let's give it some time. All right. She just got in here. It's her first day at work. Let's see what happens. Over time, when people are able to get a feel of her, we'll see how they react then. So, nah, man. I'm trying to understand what people were expecting from this. I thought it was good. Personally. I enjoyed it. So, that's my thoughts on Mercedes Moné. So, how's about you guys give me your thoughts about that down below? Alright, I'm going to knock out these other matches really, really quickly because, again, they were good. Well, one wasn't all that great, but for the most part, they were good. Just not something that I would recommend. Like, you have to go watch this. It's an awesome match. Like, FTR. Yes. Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. AEW's FTR. They lost to, who was it? Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. Alright. I've never been a big fan of either one of those two. Sorry. But yeah, Goto and Yoshihashi beat FTR, and FTR's losing streak continues. The fall of FTR, I think, is about to hit rock bottom, because I think they lost all the belts, right? ROH, IWGP, and yeah, they lost all the belts. That's it. They had no more belts. Man, that sucks. But the match was good. It was very well worked. It's just not much home to write home about. FTR lose the belts, and they continue their downfall. Zack Sabre Jr. defeats Ren Narita. He defeats some dude named Ren. There you go. And becomes the first ever IWGP television champ. Jesus Christ. How many belts does this make? Like, okay, we got the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, and then the Junior Heavyweight Tag titles. Then we got the Women's title. Now we got the Television title. Then we got the Never Openweight title. And then we got the US title. And then we got the IC title. And then we got... And then we got the tag titles. And then we got... I feel like I missed one. Well, the world title for sure. What is that? 9, 10 belts? That's a lot of titles. That is a lot of titles. People get mad at AEW for having all these titles. To be fair, AEW does have a lot of titles, and the ROH belts don't help either. But still, like, Jesus Christ. Y'all don't got enough titles? Well, congratulations to Zack Sabre Jr., who wins the television championship. And then after the match, he's joined by the Mighty Don't Kneel. Remember them? Remember Nick Miller and Shane Thorne from NXT? Yeah, the Mighty Don't Kneel. They formed a stable. Well, actually, this is a reuniting, right? They reunited with Zack Sabre Jr. because they used to be a team before. Now they're back together. Regardless, they came out, offered a shirt to Zack Sabre Jr., and he went, sure. So the Mighty Don't Kneel has recruited Zack Sabre Jr. And you love to see it. Yeah, someone do some research. How many titles does Japan have? Does New Japan Pro Wrestling have for me? Someone find that out. And someone just told me they're formerly known as TM61. Yeah, from NXT. I remember that. Next up, Carl Anderson, WWE wrestler. Yes. Contracted wrestler, Carl Anderson versus Tama Tonga. So we had FTR, we had Carl Anderson, we have all these other people from Stardom, we have all these other people from NOAH. Jesus Christ. Forbidden Door? Anybody? Damn. I mean, we're going to get one more AEW wrestler later on. So, yeah, I think this is the new Forbidden Door. You hear me? So, Carl Anderson versus Tama Tonga. Look, I enjoyed a good portion of it. I thought, for the most part, it was actually a well-worked match. That finish was god-awful. I'm sorry. How do you botch a cutter so badly? Here's my thing. Tama Tonga, well, Carl Anderson too, they both at some point had to know, yeah, we need to do this again. I don't understand how you can botch a move that badly and then just go for the finish. I don't understand why they didn't just get up and try it again. Pull him up, hit him with it. Listen, it happens. You're going to do a move, sometimes you botch it. But in that instance, this is the finish of the match. The last thing you do, it shouldn't be a botch. But Tama Tonga goes for an ace crusher, a cutter, an RKO, whatever you want to call it. And Carl Anderson just pushes him away. It's kind of like, remember how Stone Cold Steve Austin, when was this? It was when he was stunning the McMahons, right? And he was going to stun her, Linda McMahon, and Linda pushed him away before he can stun her. It looked like that. It was horrific. Horrific. Garbage. Booty. Ass. Rakishi's ass. Butt cheeks. I can keep going, but I won't. It was bad. But anyways, as you can imagine, Carl Anderson did the right thing. He dropped the belt to Tama Tonga. And yeah, that was it. Again, I didn't think it was horrible, but that botched ending was that took me out of the match. That's one of those things where you go, why didn't you pick him up and do it again? Anyways, next match is your boys, Los Ingobernables de Japón. Of course, that's Tetsuya Naito, Sanada, and Bushi taking on, is it Kaiji Moto, Shota Umino. Did I get those names right? And then, of course, Hiroshi Tanahashi. Go Ace. My string broke. Sorry, I just busted my string. I'll get it back. I'll fix that later. Yeah, this was a 6-man tag. I think this was a dedication match to, of course, Antonio. This was the dedication match to Antonio Inoki, right? Or was that a different match? I'm not too sure. But it was a tribute to Antonio, I'm pretty sure. And it was solid. It was worked around Kaiji Moto, who's a legend, former IWGP World Champ, who wasn't as, spry as his other people in the match, but they had to give him the respect and sell him like he was. So, I didn't hate the match. It was alright. It was solid. Kaiji Moto, Hiroshi, and Shota win the match. And yeah, it was a solid match. Again, it's like the other matches. I mean, it's not the greatest match in the world, but it was fun. Now we get into, alright, let's get to why we're really here. As you guys know, when it comes to Japan, they always save the best matches for last. And it's no different here. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way. We got Taiji Ishimori taking on El Desperado, Master Watu, and then, of course, Hiromu Takahashi. I'm not going to go on a rant. I want to, though. I want to rant, but I'm not going to. The match was awesome. Very fast-paced. Basically, it's their version of the Cruiserweight Championship. And as you can imagine, very fast-paced equals high-flying. It also equals unique moves. And it was everything. It was all that in a bag of chips. I had no issues with this match. I will say, though, how many times are they going to give that goddamn belt to Hiromu Takahashi? Like, is he like a 5-time? Like, he wins that belt every year. At every Wrestle Kingdom, he always wins that belt. Goddamn. Is there another? Can we get the belt to someone else? At this point, move him to the world title. Jesus Christ. I'm serious, man. He is always winning this belt. He wins the belt as much as goddamn Okada does. Well, I think Tanahashi, not Taka. See, now I'm getting these two mixed up. It's Hiroshi Tanahashi and Hiromu Takahashi, right? Okay, thank you. But he wins that belt as much as freaking Okada and Tanahashi win the world titles. Good God. Like, every time he's in the match competing for it, I'm like, didn't I see this already? Alright, but he won it again. I'm pretty sure I just pissed off some Takahashi fans. Sorry. Here we go. What I thought was easily the match of the night. It's without question the best thing on this show. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. So, before we even get into the match, my boy Kenny Omega came out to Sephiroth's theme. Final Fantasy Sephiroth. Final Fantasy VII, Sephiroth. If you don't know who that is, we can't be friends, because come on. Like, y'all have got to know who the hell Sephiroth is. Everyone in that arena knew it, by the way. But I cannot imagine you being a wrestling fan and not knowing who Sephiroth is. I think most of you do, if not all of you. But he came out to the theme. I guess that's his theme song now. His theme song is Sephiroth in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I love it. That's awesome. And then Will Ospreay. Yes. Will Ospreay came out to his old theme, Elevated. Elevated, elevated to the star. Whoa, I'm so elevated. I love that. You had a little prelude where they played the melody. It's a piano. That's how the piano sounded. Then they got into the guitar. So good. It's so good. I loved it. Great entrances. Then the match started. So I won't lie to you. The first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes were kind of dry. I was getting kind of impatient there for a minute. I'm like, okay, let's go. Once you get past those first 5 minutes, it hooks you and it doesn't let go. Okay. One of the reasons why I love New Japan Pro Wrestling is how stiff the matches are. This is strong style, Japanese strong style, where they kick, punch, elbow, really, really beat the fuck out of each other. This match, more than anything else, personified that. Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega beat each other to a pulp. And see, you can tell when certain punches and certain kicks are worked. There are certain people who are really good at making it look convincing, like you actually hit them. But for me, when I watch this match and I see Ospreay and Omega literally, and I mean literally, elbowing, punching, kicking each other. They are actually hitting each other and they're taking it. And I'm watching it. At first, your boy is like, yeah, beat his ass. You know, I'm getting adrenaline. You know what I mean? Adrenaline. And then it kept going. And then Will Ospreay busts himself open because Kenny Omega did a DDT on the turnbuckle. No, and what's crazy is I think he clipped the top of the turnbuckle and then drove Will Ospreay down to the ground, and he landed at first. It looked like it probably broke his neck. It didn't, but should have. And then, of course, Will Ospreay bleeds from that. Don't know if he bladed or not. He probably didn't even blade. I think that just came straight from the move. So he's busted open hard pouring out blood. And then that's when the match becomes really violent. There's a spot where Kenny Omega just takes Ospreay's head and then just drives it like Jason Voorhees taking a mofo and just driving his head into the ground. He took his head, picked up the table, and just bah, bah, bah. And I'm just like, yo, this is a match, right? It's just driving his head into the table, and you're like, damn. And then those V-triggers. Fuck. He put a little stank on them V-triggers. That's okay, because Will Ospreay put a little stank on them hitting blades, them hitting elbows that he does. Jesus Christ.
It felt like a match involving Gunther.
It did feel like Gunther versus Sheamus from last year. Probably even more so. You know what I mean? But yeah, they were every hit, every punch, every kick. It wasn't one move in this match where I questioned if it was worked. I was all in. I was like, they're actually beating the fuck out of each other. They are hitting each other. They're gonna kill each other, essentially. It was getting there. Not really, but it felt like it. Mercifully, Kenny Omega hits a one-winged angel and pins him. But I got to give credit where credit is due. Will Ospreay, I think when it's all said and done, if this is the level he's going to give us, I can see Will Ospreay being the wrestler of the year for 2023. And I'm not making that up. I think if we continue to get matches like this, if he's on TV a lot more, and we will see him in AEW. We gotta see him in AEW again. Because there's no way in hell this feud with him and Kenny Omega's done. So we're going to do that feud again, that match again sometime down the line. If that continues, and this is the level of performance we get, best believe, ladies and gentlemen, and I say this wholeheartedly, best believe you, they're going to steal Match of the Year. They're going to steal Feud of the Year. They're going to probably steal one of them Wrestler of the Year. It is that good. And I loved how it ended. It basically ended with Omega ripping that title away from Ospreay. Kenny Omega is your new IWGP United States Champion. What does that mean? That means we're going to get more Kenny Omega in Japan. I love it. And I love how he won by showing a different style of his. We're used to Kenny Omega being like the mat technician, being the dude that works honorably, that does the storytelling, almost Bret Hart-esque, if you will. We're seeing range with Omega. He can work literally any style. Him and Ospreay can work any style. And quite frankly, I feel like the best is yet to come. And I'm excited about it. So give me your thoughts about it. Match of the night. Nothing comes close. Not even the main event. Not even the main event. And the main event was fantastic. Okada versus Jay White. For some reason, I almost forgot his name. I was like, who was that? Who am I looking at? Jay White, Okada. Short and sweet. Match was awesome. Good story throughout the match. I think the problem for me, I've just seen it so many times. I've seen Okada versus Jay White. I feel like I've seen it a good 10 times because they had a feud in 2000. They've been wrestling each other for a long, long time. Over and over and over again. So after a while, you just kind of go, all right, can we do something different? You know? Regardless, they had their match here. And after it was done, I came out of it going, that was a fantastic match. Okada wins, rightfully so. He is the man. When you think New Japan Pro Wrestling, you think Okada. He's the man. When it was over with, I was just like, I'm hoping we don't get this match for a while. I don't want to see this match again. No offense to the guys. I think Jay White, Switchblade Jay White, is phenomenal. He looks great. He talks. He has a great personality. He's amazing. Okada is a legend. All right. He's basically, how do I put this? If Hiroshi Tanahashi is their John Cena, then The Rock would be a good equivalent for Okada. Because that's what he is. He's their version of The Rock. And that's why he should be champion. As great as these guys are, I don't need to see this match again. Can we move away from this? Can we stop doing this match? Because I'm already over it. We've seen it too many times. I feel like I've seen it a good 10 times. But regardless of how you feel about it, the match was outstanding. Okada wins. He's the champ. And there you go. That's the show. It was a good show. It was a good show overall. Someone just told me they fought seven times? 6 times. 6 times. See? 6 times, 7 times. I don't know. That's still a lot. The fact that we're getting it mixed up is just like, all right. Regardless, I thought the show was still a good show. Well worth your time. I do appreciate you guys for checking out this live review. I don't have time to do a post-show live reaction. I do gotta get out of here. So, we gotta get ready for Dynamite. Tune in to my stream for Dynamite later on after this. But those of you watching me now, as you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, click that bell, catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and you'll get more content from me. Especially tonight, because later on tonight, in just, 3 hours, I'll be back up here for my live review of Dynamite. So I'll see you guys then. And give me your thoughts about Japan down below in the comments. Always know that you are loved, that you are appreciated, and that you are welcomed right here in Alyx's world. The place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Catch you guys in just a little bit. See you tonight. Peace.